Hi everyone, it's Mitch, and it is Friday, April 5th, 2019. Here with your free live show. Of course, we're here live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Our best bets always over at sportschatexperts.com, as well as picksandparlays.net. Coming off of a pretty interesting day yesterday. I had the Mets early. They could not get the bats going against Strasburg. Things like that are going to happen. There's so many baseball games, and I mean, I don't even consider these, some of the better teams, and even the very best teams lose 60, 70 times a year. So, baseball, you're not going to win them all in baseball. You just have to try and do the best that you can, and that's really what it is. It's like baseball is kind of like, I see a lot of guys in the premium area, or not the premium area, in the Facebook group. I see a lot of people betting these money line favorites. Baseball is one sport where you could really get crushed doing that in a hurry. I mean, in a hurry. Anyways, we do free picks on the show every single day. Sorry, I'm working on other things. We have so much going on here behind the scenes. I can't wait to announce it. The last big announcement, of course, was that we merged with the giant European company. So we'll have even more news going on. Lots of stuff behind the scenes. A lot of this stuff takes time. But anyways, Major League Baseball, weird, because Friday, normally a day where it's, full card of Major League Baseball, and there's only 12 games. And then NBA, I haven't even really looked at much, so we're going to do that together, because last night when I was doing my capping, most of the lines weren't out yet. So now the lines are out. Matter of fact, I haven't even put in any premium NBA picks. So we got plenty to talk about here. So, lots of garbage yesterday in our talking about you garbage. And you Darvish was you garbage for sure. Joe Madden, once again, garbage. I mean, why isn't he taking any of the blame here, for what's going on? I know it's early, right? It's way early in the season. But I don't know. Just any chance to pound the Cubs, right? I always take it. I'll take the cheap shots at them. How about a women's NCAA pick? I mean, how much women's college hoops did I cover this year? Next to nothing. Nothing at all. How much women's college hoops have I covered in the last, 11 years? Zero. Not one game. I'll tell you who knows women's college hoops is Craig Trapp. You should ask him. He does a live show as well. Anyways, lots of garbage out there. Boy, I'll tell you, the Braves bullpen, pretty much garbage too. Red Sox, garbage. How about this? I saw something in the news. I didn't exactly see what it was. That doctor from Michigan State, the monster, right? Pedophile, whatever. Disgusting piece of garbage. So he was in the news again. Nasser. He's the garbage of the garbage. Hey, but how about the non-garbage? I like the new Jets uniforms. I do. I'm not a Jet fan. You guys know I'm from Miami, so the Jets are one of our rivals as much as the Patriots, if not more so. But I'll tell you, tell you, I like the Jets' new uniforms. I think they're pretty cool. So, anyways, we're gonna do some free picks. Let's get right into it. Let's head to the NBA. It's the last weekend of the NBA. So we got a lot of teams in action heading into the playoffs next week. Let's see if I can find my piece of paper, and I got it right here. This is yesterday's. Bucks -5. Did that win? Kings -9.5. Rangers, that won. Reds lost. Tigers won. So we were 1, 2, 3. And then pending this Kings game. Yeah, the Jets uniforms to me kind of look like the old Jets uniforms from like back in the 80s. The Kings did cover. All right, so we were 4-1 yesterday. So all those people that say we should bet against every pick I give out on the show, hopefully you did that. You got roasted again. Boy, that's happened. That seems ever since I took that into account, it seems that I say that every single day. Anyways, we do free picks. Let's get to the NBA. I like the Pistons plus the 8.5 against the Thunder. I don't like the way the Thunder are playing heading into the playoffs. I think Thunder is going to be quick out. Well, Pistons plus 8.5. And like I said, I haven't done my premium picks yet, so some of these might end up there. Joe Finney got his shirt. More shirts went out yesterday. The only shirts that I have that are supposed to go out, the only shirts I have that are supposed to go out that haven't gone out are a few Canadian ones. Because what happens with the Canadian ones, I have to fill out a special form along with the $11 shipping. So if you're like a 2XL and you're Canadian, that thing cost me like $20. Imagine that times about 1,000 of shirts that we sent. So, be nice to me. I know some days I'm garbage, right? Anyways, let's get to another free pick. Boy, the Spurs have really not looked great down the stretch either. They had a really, really nice run, but they're just 14-25 on the road. The Wizards 21-17 at home, 23-15 against the number at home, and they're getting 6.5 points. I'm going to take the Wizards plus the 6.5 here against the Spurs. I think the Spurs, it's just, I don't know what happened. It's like the floor fell out. But I'm glad Joe got his shirt. I'd send him a note about some Boston athletes. Of course, those of you that have been watching the show for a while know that last year I predicted Mookie Betts would hit closer to 200 than 300. He went on to win the MVP. So maybe me trashing them. Craig Trapp also knows that I've been known to call him in the 9th inning of games that I think I've won and they give up 4 home runs and I lose. Happens. So it's, we win plenty, but man, some of those losses, right? Anyways, let's get to another free pick here. How about I'll do one more. We'll do how about the Mavericks -5 at home? The Mavs are tough at home. The Mavericks have a really nice game day experience there. And, I'll get back to that in a second. But, yeah, the Mavericks, they have a really nice game day experience. They bring the fans there. And I'll tell you what, even though they're a lousy team, they're really good at home. I like them in this spot. I like what the Grizzlies have kind of done. They didn't quit this season. These teams have identical records. And the Grizzlies didn't quit. They played hard all the way to the end. I think this is a team that they played hard, and I think it will pay dividends later on. So we'll take the Mavericks here, and we'll lay the 5 points. That'll be our third pick for today's show. Of course, we do free picks on the show every single day. Our best bet's always over at sportsjetexperts.com as well as picksandparlays.net. Now, JLT770 on YouTube says Mookie will retire and then win titles in the PBA, which is all fine and well. But I thought one of the coolest things was that after one of the playoff games in Boston last year, Mookie Betts went over to Copley Square and provided like trays of food for the homeless. He personally brought it there. It wasn't like a homeless kitchen or anything like that. It was just people sleeping out in the street, and he showed up with all kinds of food and fed them. And it wasn't like it was announced or filmed or anything. It was like someone saw this, took a picture of it, and posted it on Twitter, which made it even better, right? It's like he didn't do it to be on TV. It wasn't like, someone asked him to do it. It wasn't any of those things. And, of course, all about giving back. All about it. And, people will say, oh, you have advertising on your website. You have all this stuff. I'm happy to say, man, I'm always giving back. And usually I'm giving to charities. And, in this case, in the latest case, I gave you guys back. I gave you guys all T-shirts, right? And a lot of you have never spent $1 here. And that's fine. We just appreciate you guys being a fan and supporting the site. What are your top 3 things to look for in handicapping Major League Baseball picks? Number 1 is value. The very best of all time best baseball teams lose 60 times a year. So look for value. You look for matchups. That's for sure. In baseball, certain teams, certain players, certain pitchers, certain whatever, they just match up really well. Like, that's what makes the Brewers-Cubs game a little bit difficult today, right? Because Quintana last year against the Brewers, he just absolutely owned them all season long. And then October rolled around, and when they really needed him to own them, well, they lost, right? So, but Quintana, didn't he pitch against the Brewers like 5 times in like 2 weeks last year, and he won them all or something? It was like 2 in Milwaukee, then, 3 in Chicago, then back to Milwaukee. It's like a dead show, right? It's like Milwaukee into Chicago, back into Milwaukee, right? It's like, anyways, those of you that are younger probably don't understand the reference, but those of you that were deadheads like myself, they probably understand the back into reference. Anyways, let's get into Major League Baseball for today. Gave out 3 premium picks. Anyways, let's get to our first Major League Baseball pick. I like the over in the Diamondbacks-Red Sox game. Godley gave up an ungodly amount of runs last time out. Rick Porcello is always batting practice. I'm going to take the over 9 in the D-backs-Red Sox game. I just think we're going to see a lot of runs in that one. I think that, there's plenty of other factors too. Baseball seems to be a game of streaks as well. Certain teams get hot. Certain teams just get cold. It's just the way that it is. And also, I think in today's baseball, one thing that's super hard to, certain teams hit lefties really well. Certain teams can't hit lefties. Certain teams, play. It's just, there's a lot of this has to do with matchups, back to matchups. And then, the one thing that I think not a lot of people look at, more people look at starting pitching when bullpens pitch just as much. And looking at the bullpen, man, that's a huge thing to consider. And especially, what we've seen already this season. Bullpen's just getting absolutely bombed. I'm going to take the Rockies plus 115 at home. Maeda is one of those pitchers that he's really, really good at home. Not so good on the road. We're getting Anderson here plus 115. The Rockies, this is their home opener. They have not been home yet this season, and we know they always play way better at Coors Field than they do on the road. Like I said, Kenta Maeda is a pitcher that doesn't pitch well on the road. There's no worse road place to play for a pitcher than Coors Field. The two best hitters' ballparks, Coors Field, Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Always keep that in mind. Keep rolling right along. If the Astros get home here, take on the A's. The A's 6-4 this season. The Astros just 2-5. I think there's some bigger problems here with the Astros, but I think they can get the best of this one. I don't love the price here, but I'll take them. -157. That's towards the top end of the amount that I like to lay in baseball, to be honest. I don't like to lay the big odds. We'll go one more pick. We'll go with one of the early games. I'm going to take the Giants here against the Rays. I am not sold on Tyler Glasnow. I do not think that this guy is a good pitcher. I know Derek Rodriguez isn't great either. Pudge Rodriguez's son, right? We saw some pretty good stuff from him last year. And once again, the Giants get home here. And it's like, the Giants aren't a good team. But the Giants aren't a very good team yet. And, you know, they're a team that's not afraid to spend. So if they end up acquiring some big dollar players, remember at the end of it all, they were talking to Bryce Harper too. I like him here though, +105. I think we've seen some good stuff from Rodriguez over time, and I think we probably see some of his better stuff here. Anyways, I'm a little flat. These shows are early for me. It's no excuses, but it's 5:20 in the morning for me, and some days I'm up and at 'em at like 4, and I'm all ready for the show. Today I got up at about 4:45, so I did the best I could. Hopefully we get on some winners here. I took the Pistons +8.5, the Wizards +6.5, Dallas Mavericks -5. I took the over 9 in the Diamondbacks Red Sox game. The Rockies +115, the Astros -157. I would say that's my least favorite of all the picks that I gave out on the show today, and I like the Giants +105. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow.